TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, the Islamic Republic of Iran is seemingly reducing the scope of its forces in Syria. A withdrawal the outgoing Israeli Defense Minister Naftali Bennett exclaims needs to be completed with Israel's help. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh warns that the Palestinian issue might face a hot summer in light of Israel's plans and measures to annex significant parts of territories the Palestinians demand for a future state. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell fails to secure unanimous support to act against Israel for its voiced plan in line with Washington's initiative to annex parts of the West Bank. The Islamic Republic of Iran is seemingly reducing the scope of its forces in Syria. A withdrawal the outgoing Israeli Defense Minister Naftali Bennett exclaimed needs to be completed with Israel's help. Speaking at the Defense Ministry ceremony in Tel Aviv as alternate Prime Minister Benny Gantz formally took over the reins of the country's defense establishment, Bennett confirmed that Iranian forces are apparently withdrawing from Israel's northern war-torn neighbor.
איראן מצמצמת באופן משמעותי את היקף כוחותיה בסוריה ואף מפנה מספר בסיסים. איראן אמנם החלה תהליך של נסיגה מסוריה, אבל צריך להשלים את המלאכה, זה בהישג יד.
In a direct message to his successor, Bennett urged Gantz to keep the pressure on the forces of the Islamic Republic in Syria until the last of its troops departs in one way or another.
בני, אני מעביר לך את השרביט כאשר מדינת ישראל נמצאת במצב ביטחוני טוב ויציב, שקט במיוחד, ואיראן החלה תהליך נסיגה מסוריה. אבל אם נרפה ולו לרגע מתנופת הלחץ וההתקפה שלנו עליהם, הכל עלול להתהפך באחת.
In response to Bennett's call for vigilance and determination, the newly appointed Defense Minister Gantz, who formerly served as the Israel Defense Forces Chief of General Staff, reassured his predecessor that the Jewish state will not be complacent under his watch.
גבולות ישראל בטוחים, אך אינם יציבים. מסביב יהום הסער, ואנחנו, מכל גופי הביטחון שלנו, נמשיך לשמור על ביטחון אזרחי ישראל באוויר, בים, ביבשה ובסייבר ובכל מקום שבו יהיה צורך. נגן על אזרחי ישראל מאיומים רחוקים ומאיומים קרובים. נתמודד עם איומים שהם בבחינת פצצה מתקתקת, וגם נדאג לנטרל את אלו שמצמיחים שורשיהם היום על גבולותינו ובמקומות אחרים. נאתר אותם, נגדע אותם, נשמיד אותם.
Defense Minister Gantz, who also serves as Jerusalem's alternate prime minister, highlighted his commitment to strive toward peace by means of political solutions with Israel's neighbors, in line with the U.S. administration's peace plan, which Gantz asserted should be accepted by Israel in full.
כמי שפועל גם בממד המדיני, אני מחויב לעשות את כל שניתן לקידומם של הסדרים מדיניים ולחתירה לשלום. השלום היה ונשאר משאת נפש ציונית חשובה. לצד זאת ולמען זאת, נשמור על עוצמתנו כדי לנצל הזדמנויות אזוריות בכלל וכדי לקדם את תוכנית השלום של הממשל האמריקאי והנשיא טראמפ על כל מה שהיא מייבאת בתוכה.
Meanwhile, the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah did not immediately respond to TV7's request for a response. Nevertheless, in opening remarks to the entity's weekly cabinet meeting, Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh warned that the Palestinian issue might face a hot summer in light of the illegal plans and measures of the new Israeli government, headed by Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz, to annex the Palestinian side of the Jordan Valley, the Dead Sea, and the settlements. The Palestinian premier also warned of the dangerous repercussions of implementing such plans, which would undermine the region's foundations of peace. Steyer concluded by calling on the international community to take immediate practical steps to curb these attempts by recognizing the independent state of Palestine on the borders of June 1967 with Jerusalem as its capital. Turning to the European Union's headquarters in the Belgian capital Brussels, where the institution's foreign policy chief, Josep Borrell, congratulated the formation of the new government in Jerusalem and referred to the State of Israel as a key partner for the European Union, which looks forward to continue its work with the Israeli government in a constructive and comprehensive way on numerous areas of mutual interest. In an official statement from his bureau, the top EU diplomat immediately went on to address the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He highlighted the European Union's aspiration to support and facilitate the resumption of meaningful negotiations between the two parties. It is important to explain, however, that the EU diplomat's behavior vis-à-vis Israel in recent months had led Jerusalem officials to warn Brussels that Borrell's actions may ensure that the EU's role in any process will be minimized. This statement related to the diplomat's repeated attempts to secure the support of the 27 EU member states to condemn the Jewish state for its aspiration to assert its sovereignty over parts of the West Bank, while further rejecting the Trump administration's peace plan as inconsistent with international law. EU officials told TV7 that the foreign policy chief went on to lobby European governments against the American peace plan, apparently dubbing it a pro-Israeli initiative that actively discourages the Palestinians from negotiating a solution. Nevertheless, all of these efforts had ultimately failed, since a growing number of European member states, including Austria and Hungary among several others, repeatedly blocked these anti-Israeli efforts. The latest reported failure by the top EU diplomat was made apparent during a meeting of EU foreign ministers on Friday, when he once again faced opposition to his anti-Israeli efforts, when he seemingly sought to exploit European concerns by proposing concrete deterrent measures against Jerusalem.
Resolution of the Israeli-Palestine conflict remains a priority, and it's one of our strategic interests for the European Union. We continue being ready to participate on it.
The EU foreign policy chief further reiterated his conviction that the only solution to the conflict remains a two-state solution, and once again urged both Israel and the Palestinians to refrain from any unilateral actions.
We are convinced that we need to work towards bringing a solution to the Palestinian issue, and we reaffirm our position in support of a negotiated two-state solution. And for this to be possible, unilateral action from either side should be avoided, and for sure international law should be upheld.
Despite Borrell's activities against Israel within the EU, the man responsible for the European Union's foreign policy continues to expect Israel to accept the institution he represents as an impartial mediator.
We must work to discourage any possible initiative towards annexation, and this will require reaching out by all of us to Israel, to the United States, Palestine, Arab partners, using all channels that the European Union, the member state, has. Our discussion on this complex topic will continue, will not advance events.
Thank you for watching us. As part of TV7's Global Prayer Initiative, I would like to encourage you to join myself and the team here in Jerusalem to pray today for the salvation and peace of Ghana, alongside our ongoing prayers for the peace of Jerusalem, the peace and salvation of Israel, as well as for all of those who are impacted by the corona contagion worldwide. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.